Good day everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to talk about my new eating or diet or lifestyle. I have been on this eating diet for almost 4 months now. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. Don't follow what I'm saying. Research first before doing anything that I am going to share. So, okay, first and foremost, let's talk about the don'ts and the foods that I don't eat. So 1, no meat. 2nd, no dairy. 3rd is no processed or canned food. 4th is no GMO or genetically modified organism and no hybrid food. And 5, no tofu. This eating, call it alkaline electric vegan. It's vegan, but I don't eat tofu because tofu is a hybrid food. Tofu, based on my research, is GMO, and so I don't eat tofu at all. So those are the foods that I don't eat. In this diet, I eat starch, I eat sugar. So the things that I eat are fruits, vegetables, nuts, and some grains. But I do take a lot of herbs, and the herbs that I take, probably almost like 99% of the herbs will not be in the supermarkets. You'll have to buy those herbs online, but they won't be on the shelves in the supermarket. I think I have around 12 different kinds of herbs now, and I take them. I also make my own capsules now. I make my own bromide out of sea moss and bladderwrack, and all the other herbs in powder form. I make capsules out of it, and that's what I take daily. But there is a limited list. There are grains in that list that I eat, and I just buy them either in pasta form, or I buy the flour and I make my own bread or tortilla wraps. I still eat sugar. I use agave for sweetness, or I use chopped up dates to add sweetness, but a lot of the fruit I'm eating, it's sweet anyway. So I just buy the basics or whatever I can find here in Australia. Any seeded fruits or fruit with seeds. So I don't buy any seedless fruit. So if it's a seedless watermelon or seedless grapes, I don't buy those. And that's why it's so hard to find grapes with seeds or watermelon with seeds, because everything is seedless, which means they are hybrid. So I stick to cantaloupe or melon. I get apples, plums, cherries. So there are a number of fruits that you can get. And I don't drink alcohol. Probably will have like very little. I do drink a lot of spring water, so that's what I actually buy that water. Get that from Aldi, and I get it in 10 liters regularly. I follow the list of Dr Sebi, and if you Google that, so I stick to that list, and I eat food within that list. Either go to my website and download that list, or Google it yourself about Dr Sebi nutritional guide. But essentially, that is my diet. So this way of eating removes accumulated toxins, and the living food that I eat replaces the depleted minerals. So what I find in doing research about this diet is our body needs minerals. The herbs and the alkaline foods are able to rejuvenate the cells. So it helps detoxifies the body, cleanse it, and then it repairs and replenishes all the minerals that the body needs. I no longer talk about vitamins or proteins at all. And in this way of eating, I talk more about minerals and nutrients that the body needs. And this is also the stage where I started experimenting cooking, because whenever I go out, probably only 5% of the food I can eat, or in the restaurants, there's probably about 5%, unless I'll ask them to cook for me like a vegan meal. But then half of the vegetable probably is hybrid, and so I can't. So I end up just cooking the food myself. And I still eat the normal food when I'm with other people, but on my own, I'm totally eating this Alkaline electric diet. This was actually shared by my brother in America. He's always ahead in his research, and when he shared this to me, because he was worried about me having vertigo, he's always trying to find ways to help me with my vertigo. So I've been experimenting with food last year, but this time I think that the only way that helped me is this way of eating. I have been in this eating lifestyle for four months now, and I'm noticing a lot of positive, good changes in my body. One major thing that I noticed is I've got no vertigo. Usually in a year I will have 3 to 4 attacks of this vertigo. So I will have migraine first, and then I'll have vertigo, and I'll have that vertigo for 3 days. And with that, I can't really function properly, because vertigo is like you have this spinning thing going on in your head, like, you know, everything is so unbalanced, like you're dizzy, you feel like it's almost like you are tipsy and are out of balance. Everything around you will be imbalanced. I haven't had that for a few months now. One of the big changes is I'm losing the weight, and I've gained weight over the years, but I've lost weight from last year, and then doing this eating lifestyle, I've lost more weight, and so I'm back to my normal weight, but I feel like I am losing more weight. I'm not dieting, I'm actually eating, and I'm so glad that I am, because it feels so much better to lose those weight and be in a normal weight. I am now in the process of going through some exercises. I have a sort of mini gym here in my house, and so I am using that now just to make sure that I tone my body, but it's hard. But I'm noticing that like some of my jeans are getting looser. I went through this diet for the purposes of helping heal my vertigo, but then the other benefit is actually lose weight. And we're going through winter, and honestly I think I've only felt sick once or having a headache, but because of dehydration I just forgotten to drink more water during that day. But otherwise, I'm so happy I found this diet. I'm also finding that like whilst I lose the weight, I feel better, and I don't have much problems related to menopause. I can't think of any major thing that's happening that's impacting my health in a negative way. It's all very positive, and there are other benefits, like I'm sleeping better, I am less stressed. On the inside, I feel cleaner, I feel detox, I feel better. So I'm gonna keep going with it. But it's not easy. It's hard the first couple of months, but I find on the 3rd, 4th month, and now I'm on my 5th month doing it, it's become normal and easy for me. I'm not 100% there yet. I'll probably about 90 to 95%. So the 5% I eat the old way when I'm with other people. Rarely do I mention it, only when they ask about it, because they do notice. I love bacon, adobo. I like all the Filipino foods. It's meat laden, but I still miss the meat. But I'm happy with my eating habits now, and adjusted my lifestyle to make sure that I accommodate all the sort of the new food that I'm having now. And I want to keep going with this eating plan and hope that one day it will just be natural for me to cook and eat those food. Because when I see other people eat the way I used to eat, I still want to join them. But I know that when I start eating the old way, the effect is so immediate. Like recently, I had Juliet here and we had dinner. I asked her to get some laksa because I'm missing it. And I had some of that food. In an hour, I felt shit. Like I was regretting that I ate those food, because I think it was just my body rejecting it. In my mind, I'm like, it's just, you know, it's just one time. It's just one time. I'll just have a little of it. At that night, I really felt shit. I had a headache and I couldn't sleep. And so yeah, it's a no-go for me. I'm not saying I will be 100% sticking to this diet. I still would like to be social, so when I'm with other people, I will eat what they're eating, but probably in a very limited way. Yeah, so my eating has become simple. The food that I have is limited, but I find that food prepping becomes more simple. I don't necessarily have usual breakfast, lunch, dinner type. So there are only two kinds of food that I will prepare. Either it's one savory, and then the second one is sweet. So if it's savory, then I use all the other herbs and spices that is allowed. And then if I wanted it sweet, then I just add agave syrup or add dates to it, or dried figs. That sort of simplified my eating and lifestyle, and I like it that way, and it's working for me. So that's now my eating lifestyle. I feel like that's already my standard way of eating. The only thing I need to improve now is more on fitness, and I'm slowly getting into that, like exercising, which is, I hate exercising, but I've got to do it just to help tone my body. Because I can't give an in-depth explanation here why that's in a no food allowed, but you've got to do your own research. In fact, there are a few documentaries on Netflix that you can watch that somehow talks about these, not this eating plan, but there are tons of documentation and materials online that you can find, and so go and do research that. But I'm telling you, this is probably the best diet that I've been through, and probably the longest that I have been doing, and to me it's sustainable. I'm still eating, I'm not starving myself, but I eat whole foods, and so that's my diet and eating. It's simple, basic, I feel minimal, and that has been my experience. Thank you all for watching. See you again next time. Cheers. Bye bye.